I know this is a different view from what you normally see, but today I wanted to talk about credit. I know a lot of you guys have asked me about credit because you know I'm on my credit rebuilding journey. So I wanted to share with you today some of the resources that I have used along my credit repair journey. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, stay tuned. All right, so what you see here is a view of my iMac. I could have just screen recorded and voiceovered, but I hate doing that. So I hope y'all can see. All right, so the very first thing we're going to talk about is understanding your credit report. If you are on a credit repair journey, you should already have a printed version of your credit reports from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. If you don't have that, here's where to get it. There's a lot of scam sites out there, a lot of places that will try to charge you for this. It is free, and especially during COVID, I think you can get your reports free once a month. But even before COVID, you could get it for free once a year. And you want to go to annualcreditreport.com, and this is where you'll get them. What you'll want to do once you get here is it'll try to prompt you to buy stuff, y'all. Don't buy nothing. Just get your free reports. So I can only take you so far through this because it gets personal, but you want to come down here and hit, sorry y'all, let me turn this off. Okay, so you want to come down here and request your free credit reports. You'll request your reports again. So you'll go in, fill out all this information, right? And then you'll just hit next and go through and go through. And what it'll do is it'll pull up one report first. And then once you get that report, it'll give you the option to print or save it. Make sure you save it. You don't want to print it. It's a ton of pages usually. Just save it to your computer. And then up at the top, it'll be move on to the next report. Don't ever pay for your score on here. None of that. Just get your reports and get out of Dodge. Okay? And again, this is annualcreditreport.com. And you can get all three reports, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So step 2 is once you get those reports, the first thing you want to check is the personal information. So in the sorry y'all, my neighbor's dog is an idiot. So the first part you want to check is that your name is spelled correctly, that you only have one address on there, and that it's your current address. You want to check just that everything is up and up, that it's you, that you know you really only want to have one phone number, one spelling of your name, all that, unless you know some of those variants are true, because whenever someone pulls your credit report, that kind of makes you look so as we talk about disputing, remember that's the first thing you want to do. So I learned a ton about credit from this lady. Her name is Shonda, and she runs a group called Road to 750. And so there's actually a Facebook group, but if you don't want to go through all that, you can just go to her site. And what she has on here that I've purchased that is totally worth the money is a DIY credit repair kit. And so it's $19.99. It goes on sale sometimes, but it really takes you through all the steps, like how to read a credit report, how to do a credit letter. And it literally tells you, if you have A, use this letter, and you go to copy paste the letter, go in, put in your information, and send it off to the credit bureaus. Like, it's gold. I don't know why it's so cheap, you know, but this is what I suggest purchasing if you are repairing your credit, and also following her. She has a wealth of credit information. I used to be a credit repair agent, and I had not even a third of the information she has, so she's really good. So I recommend purchasing that. That's what I have. That's what I use. But if you have a lot of like medical collections, she has one for that. I don't have any evictions, so I didn't purchase a lot of these things. But if you're suffering from bankruptcy or eviction, you know, or whatever, or if you start disputing and things won't come off, she also has a 6-step kit. So there's just a ton of things here, a ton of resources. Like if you go on her TikTok or her Facebook, she has tons of free information there as well, and it's a huge community of people. So typically, like if you have things that have charged off, or you know, questions about collection agencies, or how you know a car was repoed and how to get that off, there are other people there, and you can post your question and people will answer, and you can kind of bounce information back and forth. And it's been really helpful for me. So I show it to you on my Facebook, but I don't want y'all to see my personal Facebook because y'all gonna be trying to add me in. So we cool, but we ain't that cool, y'all. So that's the next step, is check out Road to 750. The very next thing I recommend is Self-Lender. I know you probably see this everywhere. I'm going to have it linked in the description to sign up with an account through them. It has been really beneficial for me. One of the things I learned through Shonda and just through trial and error is that the things in your past, like over 2 years old, on your credit report don't matter near as much as the things you do from today forward, right? So that means opening secured credit card lines, paying your bills on time, being positive going forward has so much more of an effect on your score than deleting old things. I'm just gonna be completely honest. So you want to open, I think she says 3 trade lines, maybe 4. So the thing about Self-Lender that I really love is that it starts as 1 trade line and it turns into 2. So you start with Self, and it's pretty much like a CD. So you open up the account with them and you deposit whichever one you choose. There's like 15, 25, 35, and 55, I think. And so every month you'll pay this 25 every month. And so it's basically like you're paying a savings account, because at the end of you paying all that money, they give you a check back for the amount you deposited. Or during the course of that, they'll offer you a secured credit card with the amount of money that you've already saved. So now you not only have the CD line, you also have the credit card line, if that makes sense. So Self is really good. It's really helped boost my score and just keep my credit revolving. They again just increased. I just got an email saying that they increased my limit on my now unsecured card. It was secured. So they've been increasing it like $50 every 2-3 weeks now, because, you know, you guys see how I rotate my credit. So that's step number 3. And then step number 4 is, there are other secured cards out there. Just Google secured card and go through NerdWallet and see which ones are the best. I've heard Discover is good, Capital One. So sign up for a few secured cards, even if you can only afford $200, and just put Netflix on it. Or just buy gas. Pay it back, but keep it 3% and under. Try not to pay it down to 0. Try to leave $10 or $12 on there, or whatever 3% is for the amount that you have. That dog is acting like a wolf and I don't understand it. So sorry. So try to pay it down to 3% and under before the statement generates, so that when your statement pulls, it's only showing that you owe a very small amount. Okay? Hope y'all understand that. And the very last thing, what else did I want to show y'all? So let's talk about student loans as well. Let me sign in, I'll be right back. Okay, so I've signed in and I'm in here. And I know some people asked how I break down my loans. We probably all have different loan servicers. Mine is my Fed loan or whatever. And so once I get in my account, I just go into loan details here, and it breaks down. First of all, you know what's subsidized and what's not, right? And you can see what's in forbearance and what's been paid in full. And then I can also see the amount, the principal balance amounts. So this is what I used. This category here is what I used to separate my loans and break them down loan by loan, right? So you can choose to pay them off according to whether they're subsidized or unsubsidized. You can choose to snowball them, whatever works for you, but your loan provider has to show you like loan by loan. So just go into your account and look at them loan by loan, and you can pay them off loan by loan if you want to. I know that was a question. For me, what other question did I see about student loans? For me, it doesn't really matter about the interest. I've had these loans forever, and I've only accrued $800 worth of interest. So, you know, that's probably a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot to me, like for as long as I've been taking student loans. So, you know, I'm just more worried about, for me, it keeps me encouraged to keep getting wins. So if I would have started with the $9,000 loan first, I would have sucked, because it would have taken me 3 months to pay it off. And instead of me just going and steadily working on the larger and larger and larger loans, so every time I knock one out, I feel more encouraged and I see the amount go down, you know? So just do whatever works for you to make sure that you can stick with it. So yeah, that's really all I can show you here. And so I just wrote them down in ascending order and made trackers for them. So that's that. I will be offering an option on the site to customize your student loan trackers in the new year. But again, you'll need to go through and find those amounts and organize them first and just shoot them to me. and I can do that for you. I think that's it, y'all. These are really the main resources that I use to repair my credit and pay off my student loan debt. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to leave them below, and I try to come through and answer them as much as I can. I've been sucking at responding to comments lately because I've been trying to get work done so I can have a break. But over my break, YouTube is going to be my only job, so I'll be a lot more active in the comments and stuff. So that's all I have for today. I forget that sometimes people watch my videos that have no idea what I'm talking about because they're new. So if you're wondering what I was talking about with the student loan trackers, I break my student loans down amount per amount, and I pay them off on these trackers. As you can see here, that's kind of how I do it. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a very Merry Christmas. Bye.
Something to buy, da ba da bug, yeah. Da ba da bum ba buy, da ba buy, da ba buy, yeah. Set the ba da 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 da.